Hey guys, so I thought I'd show you how I make my one pan chicken today. So right now I already slit the breasts in half, and now I'm just doing like a crisscross shape around them, and I'm sauteing them in a pan. It just helps to lock in flavor. And then the pan has olive oil already heated, ready to go. Alrighty, now directly onto the chicken I put pink Himalayan sea salt, and then some Slap Ya Mama seasoning. That stuff is really good, and the kids get a kick out of the name of it. And then just onion powder. And I don't go light on it. I like the flavor, so. Next, I just put a pinch of dill. Well, I guess a couple pinches of dill. So I let that saute for around 5 minutes. I usually just go by the sizzle. You can kind of tell how it's doing. And then I flip it once, and then I cover it. When cooking any kind of meat, you want to try to avoid flipping it too much, because if you over flip, then it loses a lot of the tenderness. So I did reflip it once just because I wanted it to be a little browner on the other side. So that happened really fast, but that was my broccoli. I just used frozen broccoli, and then I add a little bit of water and then microwave it for 7 minutes. Now I'm just taking the chicken out of the pan, and then directly into the same pan I am making the egg noodles. This adds flavor. I enjoy using the same pan because it gives it a different kind of taste. And then I always use bone broth in my recipes that require chicken broth, because it has a little bit more protein, and I feel like it adds a little bit more flavor. And then this I just measured by my heart. I don't really follow a certain recipe. I like a specific texture, so I'm just trying to get there. Now this does cook up quick, so make sure you're not just like leaving it. I am stirring it, as you can see, because if you're not careful, it burns to the bottom. Stir, stir, stir. Do, 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 do. Just stirring up the pasta. Wondering if I should edit that out. That's okay. Now I just added a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt and some turmeric. I love turmeric, but word-wise, it does stain everything. So be conscious of that. And then I just added a little bit more bone broth just to give it a little bit of something to mix with. Now it's starting to get the consistency that I like, but I always make sure to test a piece just to make sure that it is how I want it. If you're not careful, it can be hard still. Three hours later. SpongeBob, don't come for me. So that wasn't quite to my liking yet. So I added just a little bit more bone broth, and then I'm recovering it. One thing I like about these egg noodles is that you can do that. Now I'm just tasting everything. I decided to keep this part muted just because there was a lot of commotion going on in the background, and not everyone in my house likes to be recorded, so. But the chicken came out really good. It was nice and tender and very flavorful. Some of the kids thought it was a little spicy, but not too much for them to handle. The noodles came out all right. In hindsight, I would have added a little bit more salt or maybe some pepper. And then, I mean, the broccoli was broccoli. It always comes out really good the way I do it.